Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. So did Derrick Jaxn truly go behind his significant other's back with 100 distinct ladies graciously? He made a rundown of ladies so all that he could record left, and there were almost 100 ladies on there as you're discussing 100. Where are you returning? He composed the rundown. Derrick Jaxn is finished getting fooled and derided since she got unloaded by Derrick last year, and she is determined to get revenge. She's currently spilling a ton of tea about the kind of individual Derrick truly is, and she is uncovering him for being the greatest egotist ever. You all better clutch your butts because this show just got repeated. More insane now in the event that you all felt that Derrick Jaxn's marriage show was finished, or anything near being over. Then child, listen, you have something else coming since this dramatization just got genuine for those of you who have failed to remember how this wreck really began. Well, Derrick Jaxn was uncovered by Tasha K in 2021 for betraying his significant other, Derrick, and at first, they both set up a unified front. She even had a few weighty words for the people who were calling her significant other out for humiliating her free individual, denouncing the names Derrick Jaxn and Derrick Jaxn in joke allegation. Criticisms and untruths may the leniencies of God. However, at that point, he pulled a significant stunner last year when he reported that he was petitioning for legal separation from Derrick, is saying settling on the choice to fall was one of the hardest choices of my life, yet I discovered a sense of harmony, realizing that our central goal of bringing up sound youngsters beginning with solid and entire guardians is as yet being achieved. Obviously, he was all the while undermining Derrick on the grounds that several days later, that he was spotted out with a renewed person who was an all-out baddie and looks in no way like Derrick, except for this was really humiliating for Derrick, in light of the fact that she got fooled on the web and it was so chaotic for her that she needed to go private on Instagram. Individuals were hauling her endlessly left him and particularly crushed on the grounds that they had advised her to leave. Well, it looks like Derrick has been doing some mending voluntarily on the grounds that she at last plunked down to tell her own side of the story. And listen, Derrick did her grimy, no doubt, except for she at last had her vengeance, since she spilled all the zesty brews that tea on him, and his standing is at no point ever going to be a similar in the future, so she got going by uncovering that she met him 3 weeks after she had gotten exposition by somebody she knew at the time he was another Christian. I was in as another noob. No doubt he was new, mixed together. I was new. And I was very much like I just looked into redemption, so this is okay to say. Like you should convey, she and Derrick immediately developed close, and individuals have brought up that this was an exceptionally huge warning since she had not yet recuperated from her horrible experience. She hadn't even handled it before she began creating affections for Derrick. Individuals are presently saying that the relationship logically began as an injury bond, and this sort of makes sense of why she remained for such a long time despite the fact that he was dealing with her like poop for the initial 3 days. It seemed like I knew him for my entire life, no doubt. And in a real sense, we were on the telephone, resting on the telephone. Like that was the initial 3 days. Having a wide range of discussions, and it was like, goodness, my golly. I have known you for my entire life. This is a fantasy I love. You know, like, and dislike. She didn't have any idea what was happening since he never tried to conceal the way that he was laying down with different ladies at the equivalent time. And at first, the nail was not about this way of life, and she said a final farewell to him on various occasions. The relationship has been on and off for several years because he was not ready to fix things or have a significant impact on his way of life. We headed out in a different direction since there was others included, and there had proactively been others included even in school, right? As be explicit others. What you mean different ladies? Recollect how I said that they probably had an injury bond? Well, it sort of makes sense of why she continued to take him back despite the fact that she realized that it was logical he wouldn't change. And the insane part about this is that despite the fact that she said a final farewell to them, they were still very familiar. She realized that he was still with others since she used to pass his side pieces on the flight of stairs at whatever point she went to his place. Right, thus it was in this time where there was tune-in, there was a setup of us, we were passing each other on the flight of stairs in and out. Now, incidentally, she got pregnant, however needed to dispose of the pregnancy, not once, not 2 times, but rather multiple times yet. When she got pregnant the 4th time, she set some hard boundaries and demanded that she wouldn't dispose of it. She additionally implied that they got hitched on the grounds that she got pregnant, however, and I wind up getting pregnant with our most memorable kid, and it was in that I resembled. All right, you got to sort out how you're doing your life. You are entire. Pregnant, and you can't dispose of this kid since I had proactively had 3 fetus removals before things got more insane after they got hitched in light of the fact that his cheating got much more extreme hate. I began cheating with greater daringness. However, some way or another, that is not even the most terrible piece of it, he blamed her for cheating with her fitness coach and demanded that she quit preparing with him, and afterward, I had a male mentor thus then at the time that we're going through early. Guiding then, it resembles gracious, you're conversing with your male coach. You know, and you're having a relationship with him. You're attempting to conceal it from me, and I'm similar to you know I'm ever thing thus, except you all need to know the most out-of-control part. He didn't remove his previous accomplices, that he had gotten physically involved with that, as well as he would try and post them via web-based entertainment. He got his hairstyle from a young lady that he used to engage in sexual relations with, and she posted an image on Instagram with hearts. He was remaining behind her, and he had hearts encompassing them. And I lost it on him. I lost it. Listen, it's the best daringness for me. Yet on the off chance that you feel that things could never deteriorate, well, you better clutch your butt since things got far easier from now on. And yes, it's going to deteriorate, it would seem. Besides the fact that Derrick undermining was her, however, he was additionally making underhanded recordings with the ladies he was cheating with. If you catch my drift, he didn't attempt to conceal the recordings, and the nail watched as much that she professed to understand other ladies' bodies better. Compared to her own, you said you understood another lady's body better compared to you knew your own. Yes, a few ladies. I understand a few. I understood a few other ladies' bodies better compared to... Oh, I realized my own. I watched their recordings and afterward having intercourse, so I would attempt to mirror that and reproduce that in our connections, so he could pick me and need me. You all that was only a lock, and it's totally miserable and unfortunate. She was so fixated on attempting to satisfy him since she trusted that it would be sufficient to make him quit undermining her and pick her about these different ladies. Realizing this, it's not shocking that she at last fell into a profound Mila Kale and nearly ended her life like I was malnourished. I was discouraged, I was malnourished. Like in a real sense, I'll attempt to pull up an image of my telephone so you can see it malnourished, like they needed to coercively feed me to get me to back to a state where I could simply eat appropriately. Why, all the stuff that I have been managing and holding in, as was I biting the dust. Had I not left Georgia at the time, I would have passed on in Georgia Grace. Yes, yet it deteriorates from here since she uncovered that his activities made her begin to introduce her own little girl, since she seemed to be the ladies that Derrick had gone behind her back, with had a few issues very much with the composition of our girl, since that was the sort of lady that he would pursue, and I'm not dim very darker looking lady, and my girl resembles a little chocolate little princess. She has it, and I'm very much no doubt this is only a wide range of wrecked in light of the fact that she shouldn't think about her girl that way. However, at that point, I want you all to recall that Danae was a wrecked lady who was harming severely. She was likewise managing a ton, and I'm not saying that it wasn't frightening of her to think about her girl that way, yet we want to recollect that she was a messed up lady who was harming downright horrendous. It's not astounding that she was broken on the grounds that she uncovered that Derrick went behind her back with in excess of 100 ladies, and in disclosure, it resembles we've streamed out a ton of data. Currently, it is the right time to go to even out ground zero. They call it thus he needed to make records, thus he made a rundown. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.